and putting that into some space. But then we seem to be sort of struggling when we try and get down this left-hand side from Connah's Quay into the box, just to get into those spaces and to get reassuring shots away. Bala doing a great job at blocking those and getting in the way.
Absolutely. Well, in about 60 seconds, I'll pass my mic over to Joe, who will lead the commentary for the rest of the first half in just a moment. But can I get a goal before he takes over as Connah's Quay come out on the attack? It's on the far side at the moment. Williams, who's just come on, is crossed. Did it take a deflection? It did, says the referee. Points to the far side corner flag. So corner to come for Bala Town. Sorry, for Connah's Quay.
Josh Williams to take.
Yeah, he's had to come on a lot earlier than he thought.
Oh no, they've changed their mind. It's going to be Ryan Harrington.
I feel like whenever we say something, they make sure that the opposite happens at the moment. Anyway, short corner. Williams swings it in. Doesn't pick out Kemi. Kieran Smith with a good headed clearance there. And Edwards for Connah's Quay will let that go out for a throw-in.
Yeah, Kieran Smith did well there. That was the right shout. I am never a fan of a short corner. I find them pointless. So disappointing for me.
You don't see many goals scored in corners anymore, I feel.
I just feel like a short corner is a wasted opportunity. And I know you can create from it, and I know the point of it, but it just feels...
Well, they've just had a cross then, and Mendes is happy to...
That was a great cross.
Yeah, straight to Wall. Wall up against John Disney. Oh, he couldn't get that play across the field to one of his men in the penalty area because it got blocked by Disney and out for a throw, and it's back. Disney giving away another throw-in just then. And now throwing down the left-hand side to Kieran Smith, but couldn't keep it in play, and that's gone out for a goal kick. And I think while it's at the halfway point of the first half, I'll pass over the commentary mic to Joe Stanley. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Jamie. As we're quarter of the way through the game now, it's still Bala Town 0, Connah's Quay Nomads 0 here at the Rock Stadium here at Cefn Druids in Cefn Mawr. Capacity 3,000 with 500 seats, Miranda.
Yeah, it's a good atmosphere today, isn't it? It's, I'm not going to say heated, but there's a lot of excitement from the fans, clearly, and packed out stadium, and the game's proving to be a good one.
As the ball goes down the channel, it's back into the midfield area. Big battle there. A bit of a scramble. And Bala Town can bring it over the halfway line. But there's a great tackle in there. Sorry if I can get my words out there by Nash. And it's brought forward there by Disney. Will it be a fairy tale story for the Nomads today as Disney's brought down about 25, 30 yards away from goal there. And the referee, Bryn Markham Jones, gives the free kick and will have a slight stoppage in play.
Yeah, it was a sudden one because we seemed to have the incident and then almost immediately after another one. And I think we would stop for the first incident, but I think maybe if we hadn't been, we could have been stopped for the second one as well. Just as soon as the ball went on, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looked like it was the foul by Smith, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Bala Town man. A little bit of information for you on this stadium. It was opened in August 2010. In March 2009, the permission was granted to build this stadium after the old stadium, past Kynaston Lane, was replaced with a Tesco supermarket. So
Ooh, I hope it's a big Tesco.
I think it is.
Don't want an Express.
Free kicks played into the box, knocked down, and it's still in play. Bala Town will bring it out from the back, played inside. Great play by Dave Edwards, headed on by Morris from Nomads, and he wins it back again. And he'll play it back to his goalkeeper, Andy Firth, ex-Liverpool, Rangers and Chester goalkeeper, Miranda.
Yeah, George Newell did well to defend that header in the box and then get almost away instantly to receive that cross right across the field. He did well, and of course, his shot earlier being probably, I guess, the most impressive of the game so far.
Oh, naughty that one, Dave Edwards. gone in late there, and I'm just sorry to interrupt you there, Miranda.
No, not at all. That was unnecessary, I think.
David Edwards playing, I don't know whether it was mentioned before by you or Jamie, but playing in his first ever cup final in his career.
Who's
Edwards,
that?
Dave Edwards, the former Wales international, played for Wolves as well, and Shrewsbury Town. I've got to mention Shrewsbury Town, otherwise Stu Davis and Jamie Begoin won't be very happy, will they?
I mean, let's hope Dave Edwards' first cup experience is a good one, shall we?
It was a header down there, and there was claims for handball by the Nomads players, not given, and then the ball comes to the edge of the area, and it'll be another free kick for Connah Nomads.
And I think got myself a bit excited there. I thought we were about to see a card come out.
There was a foul on the substitute Aaron Mark Williams, and Disney will stand over the free kick and look to play it inside the penalty area once the ball is retrieved. Referee using his super duper magic phone.
Do you also carry that on you at all times?
I think you got to. You just don't know when you're going to draw a line, do you? The free kick's played in, whipped in towards the far post, and headed away by Bala. It'll be a corner on this near side. Our view of the corner flag is slightly restricted on this side as well, Miranda, by a pole. Good old-fashioned grounds with the stanchions here.
I think my favourite thing is the kids in front of us banging on the barriers, screaming for a corner. I think we might have some Connah's Quay fans down there.
I think it's some of the academy players that are banging on the hoardings as Josh Williams comes over to take this corner. It's played in deep and right-footed. Headed down, knocked back into the penalty area. Oh! A little flick there by... Let's have a look on there. By Jack Kenny. And there is claims, and again, they're asking for, I think, a penalty for pulling there.
I think Alex Ramsey did well to get to that.
But referee's given the goal kick there, Miranda.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's right.
Big cheer up from the fans there.
You know when it's a goal kick, don't you?
It's Edwards past Morris, but Morris wins it back and plays it back to number 4, Ryan Harrison, who flicks it on. Nice flicked header, and he's in here.
Oh, goodness.
Inside. Oh, gone down. Is it a penalty? No. Referee says no. Is it? No. He says no penalty. No foul on Jack Kenny, I think. Or has he? Or has he given the penalty?
There's a bit confusion here, isn't there?
There's words between the goalkeeper for Bala, Alex Ramsey, and...
I didn't think there was quite enough on it, looking at it. I thought it was close, but I think he went down just a little bit too easily, Jack Kenny.
Yeah, because it was a tangle, wasn't it, between Williams and... Was it... I'm trying to see who it was there. Was it Arson at the back? Yeah, Arson and Williams,
so.
I think. And he's gone down. I think I agree with you there, Miranda. It did look a bit soft. I think it was one of those where there's going to be a little bit of contact in the area as you jostle to try and get the best position to get the ball.
I think from Kenny's point of view, there was frustration that the shot that he just very recently hadn't gone in. He wanted to have that chance again. He was probably looking for it. But I can see it was close.
A little bit of wind coming up into the commentary box here as my notes nearly blow away. I'll have to pin them down with my phone.
Nothing quite like windy Wales on a Saturday afternoon, is there?
Nothing quite like a windy Wales. Notable players for Bala Town. You've got Paul Rutherford on the bench. He was on the books at Wrexham a few years ago.
Yes, that's an interesting one. I wonder if he'll be regretting that move.
You look at the route that Bala have had to the final. Played Chirk away in the second round. Beating them 6-1, and then you had Carnarvon, literally beat 4-1. Or as Connah's Quay forward here, but the ball goes through to the keeper. You had them beating Gresford at home 4-0, and then a semi-final victory 2-0 at home to Cardiff Metropolitan University. Whereas Connah's Quay, Oh, hang on a second, as Bala bring it forward.
Oh,
A little touch down there and strike by George Newell on the turn, but he didn't quite connect and it was easily into the gloves of Andy Firth. Speaking of Nomads' route to the final, 1-1 draw in the second round at home to TNS where they won 5-4 on penalties. Nomads then beat Holywell Town 1-0, Riffin Town 2-0, and then Tafts Wells 2-0 in the semi-final.
what a player George Newell is proving to be for Bala this match. He's at one end defending, getting headers out, getting it out the other end. We've had, 2, 3 really close shots from him.
Oh, there's another foul there on the far side. Touchline. Referee's having a word. One
of the Connah's key players just getting back up now.
I did notice before when Danny Holmes went off, he is in the back of an ambulance. The ambulance is still here over the far side, so maybe he's just getting a bit of treatment and hopefully it's nothing too serious and he doesn't have a trip to the Wrexham Myler Hospital.
It's probably not how we imagined his day going, and I'm sure he'll be disappointed, but...
As I think it looks like Aaron Edwards is standing over this free kick. Former TNS players won this competition a few times. As the Nomads fans bring up and ramp up the atmosphere. Ball played in deep by Edwards. Mike Wild heads it, and it's a wild effort wide of the target, Miranda.
Yeah, it was a bit of a clash in the box there between two Connah's key players, and I think it was Nathan Pete from Bala Town, where they all seemed to sort of not clash heads, but clash bodies, trying to get a hold of that ball.
What I love about the lower leagues football, it's a lot more physical. In the likes of the top divisions, the Premier League games, the World Cup games, the players, any bit of contact, they're going down like a sack of spuds, but in here it's a lot more physical.
Yeah.
A lot more rugged. The players are a lot more tougher as the ball's whipped in. Oh,
what
George
a
Arang
shot
there.
that was from Cefn. What a cross.
The corner's prevented as well, Miranda.
I think, again, George Newell kicking himself for that one, but the delivery from Cefn there was wonderful, wasn't it?
You've got Lasana Mendes in that corner, but our view is obstructed by the changing room area, so I can't quite see if it's a throw-in or... I think it is a throw-in down that corner flag for Connah's Quay. As Morris looks short. Yeah, it's thrown forward. Picked up by number 21, Oliver Southern, for Bala. He's dancing to the corner flag, and he's won another throw-in right by the corner, deflecting the ball off Morris. Oh, what's the referee blowing for there? Offside? Yeah, offside. There in this corner. Lasana Mendes looks like a good player for Bala Town, doesn't he, Miranda? Getting up and down that right-hand side quite quickly and a good pass of the ball.
Yeah, and I think there's a few of the Bala Town players who have been essential in that box. Mendes is great with those runs. He's been putting the ball in some good areas. Southern getting a couple of crosses in, but Newell has done remarkably well so far. And I think perhaps it might be a Mendes-Newell partnership if a goal comes from Bala Town.
Andy Firth takes a couple of steps, launch it long over the halfway line. Michael Wild goes up for the header, up against Peel. And it's a bit of head tennis going on. Morris knocks it down to Edwards. And it's flicked across by Williams to the right-hand side to the other Williams, Mark Williams, and his cross is over here, and it's out for a goal kick.
I mean, we have seen action over in the Bala Town box. You know, Connah's Quay are getting the players down there. But would we say we've seen clear scoring opportunities? I'm not sure I would so far.
No, I'd call them half chances as Edwards comes to this near touchline to take the throw. He hands over the duties to Southern in the 21 shirt. Bala Town's kit in the white kit made by Macron with the nice black sleeves, and Connah's Quay in the red with a slightly reddy orange hue on their shoulders.
Kenny going back in just as that goal kick was about to be taken, I think, to put some pressure on Alex Ramsey.
Another free kick, this time in the Connah's Quay half for foul on Nash there.
I hadn't noticed that the children have separated themselves into Connah's Quay, and then I hadn't seen that there was like Bala Town right next to them with a gap in the middle.
The Connah's Quay massive and their Bala Town massive. the start and the firm's left young, Miranda.
Well, I'm a bit concerned about the argument that looks to have been about to be started as some of the Bala Town kids went over to the Connah's Quay once there, and there were some interesting hand gestures happening between the two groups.
Was he saying that there's two there?
I think he was saying that the two fans that come over. I think it was to do with that.
He's doing Pep Guardiola twice. Oh, foul there by Harrington on Smith. So it'll be a free kick to Bala Town just inside their own half as the captain chops over.
Yeah, from where we could see, that was a clear foul, wasn't it?
Dinks it down the channel. Great touch there. But then it's won back by Nomads. Bit of trick and turning. Played forward.
It's George Newell again. That pace from him is fantastic.
Kenny's gone down again. And is it a free kick to Bala? Yeah, free kick to Bala Town given by the referee there. Must have been for handball, I'm guessing, when Kenny's hit the deck.
Yeah, and I think, Southern sort of jumped over him afterwards, but I don't think there was a clear foul from Southern on him in that incident, at least.
Ball played long into the box, headed down, and referee is giving a foul there for Connah's Quay Nomads inside their own penalty area. Bit keen there, the forward, and backing into defender and captain George Horan, who's just taking a breather there on the pitch, slowing down the play and the tempo there as the Nomads fans ramp up the atmosphere once more, the little youngsters there. And now the Bala fans retort there, Miranda.
Yeah, there seems to have been quite the argument between these two started, doesn't there?
It's good to see him starting young.
I think it's, apart from a couple of hand gestures we saw earlier, I think it is mostly friendly and in good fun.
I think most of these are from the youth teams of the clubs. It looked like they might have had games this morning because a lot of them turned up as we were arriving to collect our media
Full
passes.
of energy still somehow.
Yeah, I'd be having a nap after playing.
Oh!
Disney in on there on Mendes.
I did think that was a foul, if I'm honest.
He did go in there strong, didn't he? And sharp there, did Disney.
He did. I think Disney's been quite key for the Nomads so far. He's defensively, he's not saved them, but I think he's stopping a lot of opportunities, and he's gone down.
A yellow card there for a shot-up challenge on Disney. Maybe that was a bit of revenge for that tackle a minute ago on his teammate. And the referee waves on the medical staff urgently. Is Disney still down, grabbing his head?
We've got an argument here between Venables and Morris.
Andy Firth's asking, he's come all the way out from his goal, and he's asking for a red card here, Miranda. There's no VAR at this level.
I don't think it was a red card. It was harsh. It deserved a yellow. I don't think it was a red.
He's swinging his arm, saying that there was an elbow, but I'm not. I think I agree with you. I'm not convinced that it was leading with the elbow, should I say. I think he's just gone up to get some momentum as he's jumped up, because you can't jump with your arms by your sides. He's just otherwise you're not going to get any height, and he's just caught the Connah's Quay man in the back of the head, who remains down.
A yellow is the right decision, and the medic examining him, I'm thinking he looks like he's about to get up and play on Disney.
Just do a quick concussion, if I can find my teeth, test there, just to see whether he's okay, but I think he'll be okay to continue. I think it's just slowing down the game a little bit and taking a bit of a breather.
Yeah, it has been quite intense the last 20 minutes or so, actually, so...
What is it, 39 minutes on the clock there, Miranda?
Yeah, 39.
She's got their torch out, checking Disney's eyes. He's seeing stars in his eyes.
Dreaming about that trophy.
Well, from a Connah's Quay perspective, he'll be hoping to lift that trophy above his head come the end of the 90 minutes, or even if we have a penalty shootout. Which
God.
Connah's Quay won last time, 10-9 here.
10-9, that is intense.
10-9.
I don't know if I could deal with that.
It'll be dramatic. When they beat Cardiff Metropolitan University last time in the final. As Firth takes a few steps back with the number 13 in his fluorescent green goalkeeper's kit. He'll send it long down the field and forward towards that Bala Town penalty area. George Haran's up, it's knocked down.
Kenny again.
Kenny couldn't get the contact he wanted. He seemed to slip on the 4G turf here. That's the problem I found with 4G. It's quite hard unless you get the right studs to get the connection. As it's brought forward well there by number 8 for Bala Town, Luke Wall. Battling, the ball's come back again with that man, Arsene. Not Arsene Wenger, just Arsene.
He's doing so well down that left-hand side, isn't he?
He's got
for
plenty
Bala.
of legs, hasn't he? Bags of pace.
Yeah. And I think that's maybe what I've made Bala a slightly better side in this half, that pace that they've got.
It's knocked down. Oh, it's headed
George
away
Newell
there,
again.
just by Nash again. But Bala bring it forward. It's Aaron Edwards. Dave Edwards should say Aaron Edwards. That's Connah's Quay. Oh, I'm getting too carried away here, Miranda. Too excited. Too excited. As it's played.
I'll let you off. It's a good event, isn't it?
Played across by Venables to the far side to Smith. It's brought forward again. As he might look to play it. No, he plays it back to Edwards. And then across to number 15, which is Anthony Kay, who is getting pushed and pulled there. Yeah, definite free kick on the halfway line.
Oh.
A little bit of afters there, I think.
Yeah,
there
there was between John Disney and... quite
Kay's
work
actually
out who
lost
that
his
was.
boot, Miranda.
Oh, dear.
Good sponsorship branding there if he's got a sponsor there. I think he's got a nice pair of Adidas on.
We were supposed to be sponsored by
He's
Mini
trying to
X.
get a sponsorship deal.
Well,
That's what he's
we
trying.
were hoping.
With Nike. As Bala Town have a free kick on the far side, just in front of the Connah's Quay dugout. Bala Town in the home dugout, Connah's Quay in the away dugout here at the Rock. Ball played into the box now. Headed, this comes off the top of the head there of Nathan Pete, and it's out for a goal kick as Jamie Davies has a munch on some M&Ms that Miranda bought. Which flavour are they, Jamie?
Brownie flavour.
Oh,
Never had them before until now.
I might have to nick some at half
He didn't know they existed.
To be honest, I didn't know they existed. They're
How
part
do
of
you
the new
not know
brand.
these existed?
I knew they brought out some new flavours, but I didn't realise.
Have you tried the salted caramel ones at least?
Oh, yeah, they're nice. They're nice, to be fair. Salted caramel.
They're like almost honeycomby. Well, now we know who the next sponsor is.
M&M's. Today's
Salted
breakfast for Let's
caramel
Talk
of
Sport,
today.
brought to you by salted caramel M&M's. Yeah, we'll get in contact with M&M's just after this to see if they are interested in sponsoring Let's Talk Sport. As Venables plays it back to Southern. Southern battling with Morris. Ball's gone out of play. That will be a Bala Town throw on this near side. As it's become a bit of a battle in the midfield, Miranda.
Say that again, sorry.
It's become a bit of a battle in the midfield, a bit tight and...
I think there's building tension, isn't there? There's a little bit. We're having a couple of shoves maybe that we wouldn't have before, going for afters, having a few arguments, getting a bit bitey. I think maybe half-time will be a welcome relief for both teams.
I think once we get that goal, it will really light the blue touch paper as Bala Town bring it forward into the penalty area, cleared away by Nash. It'll come back over to this right-hand side for a throw-in, which Southern trots forward and takes quickly. Quick 1-2s with his teammate Smith. And he plays it inside to the captain, Venables. Venables battling with Disney. That's hit Disney, and Disney plays it to Morris after a little bit of battle. And Aaron Edwards turns around and plays it across. And Connah's Quay can bring it forward on the right-hand side to Williams. And the tackle's in there by Arsene on Williams. And it'll be a throw-in just in front of the Wrexham Apple Repair sign. Nice little bit of branding and advertisement there on the edge of the pitch.
I mean, we said at the beginning that we thought Michael Wilde would be key for Connah's Quay. I don't know what Bala Town are doing, but they are keeping him quiet today, aren't they?
Yeah, they seem to have him man-marked every time he's in the penalty area. There seems to be a couple of Bala Town defenders on him. There's two on him now. If you look, he's pinched in between and he's pushed forward there. It looked like there's hands in the back, but referee's not interested. As Bala Town can bring it forward, and can they counter as it is played forward to Luke Wall. Battling, he's got past one, and Disney's across there for Connah's Quay to shepherd it away. Wall can't win it back, and it's brought forward. And it's into the cross, into the penalty area. Bala Town making Connah's Quay move from right to left as it's Firth across to Nash. Nash has got Hamilton in front of him. Great shuddering challenge there by Lasana Mendes. And it'll be a Connah's Quay throw on the near side. As Hamilton's having a word with the linesman. I'm not sure what over. We've not had the added time ball go up just yet, I don't think.
Oh my goodness.
That's a red card. It's a red card for Mendes.
For Mendes.
Oh, linesman sees something, but I'm not sure what's happened here. But Mendes has been sent off, Miranda. And he's arguing his case with the referee, Bryn Markin Jones. But I'm not sure whether there was a bit of afters in there. The fans are getting a bit wild now. And as Lasana Mendes has been sent off, we've got a few people from the press team in front of us. We might be able to see what has happened. But Lasana Mendes has been sent from the field of play. He's refusing to go. Anthony Kay is pushing him towards the tunnel, but he won't come off that pitch, will he, Miranda?
I mean, I'm not sure what happened there, but that was unexpected. I thought the ball was out of play. Was it he was just on the line? And then we saw the ref bring out the red card, and he's still arguing with the ref now. I think maybe he needs to get himself off.
And he stormed down the tunnel now. Wow.
That will be a big blow for Bala. He has been remarkable for them.
8 minutes of added time, we've just been told by Ollie in front of us. Yeah, wow.
That is
8
a
minutes
shot.
until half time. Bala down to 10 men. Lasana Mendes being sent off, and we were saying how well he'd been playing and how much of a threat he was down this right-hand side. It's got to have been something off the ball. We'll have to see whether we can find out what happened to be sent off. But yeah, that's a big blow for Bala, and that will buoy the Connah's Quay team, surely.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of confidence now. He's off. Not only are they one player down, but one of their best players in that first half, Mendes was. I'll be interested to see how Bala respond to this, whether this means that George Newell maybe move over slightly further to the right, and then they'll just take every chance they can and take those risks, or are they going to go slightly more defensive until the end of the first half, get to half-time, have a chat with their manager, what are we going to do here? But if you're Connah's Quay, you're looking at the added time, you've got 8 minutes, and you want the team to score before half-time. You've had this boost. This is the time to capitalise.
As it's Ryan Harrison on the left into Morris on the edge of the penalty area. Feeds it in. Kenny can't get it under his spell, and Balatown can bring it clear with Arsene again, and he's played it down the channel looking for George Newell, but it's cleared away easy there by George Haran.
I have just heard Mendes sending off.
Yeah.
Apparently he got the ball, went to take a throw in, and threw it at someone in the crowd, and received a red for that incident.
Violent conduct. Someone's obviously said something to him. What was said, I don't know. But Balatown into the penalty area. Great shot on goal there by, it looked like Venables, I think, was it? I know Venables is in the centre here. It must have been Smith, and it was easy taken in the end by Firth. But yeah, interesting for him to be sent off or something that for throwing the ball at a fan in the crowd. That's something that I don't think I've seen before in a cup final. I know tempers can get heated in the stress of the situation, but you can't be doing that.
Disappointing that a fan or member of the crowd would be so keen to aggravate him. Disappointing he's reacted in that way. And that could decide this final.
It could be a key point. Like you said, it could be the turning point and decide this final as Hamilton plays it in, and it's an easy take in the end there by Alex Ramsey as he stood that cross up to the near post looking for Kenny, but Alex Ramsey, quick, calm, and looks controlled in the air, Miranda.
Yeah, and I did think Connah's Quay would take that incident, and I think we are about to see perhaps more chances coming from right to left now.
Giving away on the halfway line to Disney there. He was playing his more of a defensive midfield part. When I saw him first come to Connah's Quay a few years ago, he played as right back as it's into the line. It's Kenny inside. Kenny! Oh, great save. And the ball won't drop for Edwards, and a foul's gone in there, and it'll be a free kick to Bala Town. But that was a great opportunity there for Connah's Quay to take the lead, and Kenny, but he couldn't quite get the ball out of his feet, Miranda.
Yeah, Kenny's had the most chances of the Connah's Quay players so far this half, and given that incident, that might give him that spur. I think if I'm him, I'm a bit frustrated that I've been one-on-one with the keeper in a couple of opportunities now and have not made the most of it. He just sort of tried to go round the right-hand side, but he couldn't quite get the angle on, and defender was there to take it away anyway. Not sure.
Yellow card for the goalkeeper.
I was going to say, not sure what Alex Ramsey is doing there. Is it time wasting that he's been booked for there?
I think it is time wasting because the ball.
He's kicked it out of the box and taken it to the line for no apparent reason. Bala Town have gone from being on top to struggling in the space of 4 minutes.
They're obviously just going to try and wind down the clock, try and get it in level at the break and see whether they can regroup and change tactics. I think that we'll see a very defensive performance in the second half from Bala Town, and they'll try and hit Connah's Quay on the counter-attack because really, if they're going to go all out with 10 men, they're going to tire very, very quickly as Connah's Quay bring it forward again on the right-hand side. Disney.
I mean, you do see in some matches that are sending off Spurs a team on, don't you?
Disney inside the penalty area. It's Michael Wilde. Oh, what a save that is. What a save by Alex Ramsey from point-blank range. Wilde with the turn and right-footed shot right down the throat as it's played in by Harrington. It's a shot by Wilde and it's behind for a goal kick that time left footed. Two big efforts there by Mike Wilde to give Connah's Quay the lead potentially there, Miranda, but he couldn't get the target.
And George Newell will be letting out a sigh of relief there. It was his mistake that fed it straight in to, I think it was Ryan Harrington down on this left-hand side nearest us. Couldn't get back to it and then couldn't stop him from making the shot. So he'll be incredibly relieved to see that behind him. Bala Town really holding on for half-time now.
That first effort, let's talk about that one, because the second one was more of a half chance on the turn left-footed and he sliced it wide. But the first one, he turned and got it straight in on that goal mouth. And if he gets it either side of the goalkeeper, it's 1-0 Connah's Quay, but it's more down the middle of the goal. Plenty of power, though, and he had to beat it away as the ball's played forward again down that channel. But it's too much legs on it for...
Oh dear.
For Wilde and...
Kenny again.
Kenny. Yeah.
They seem to be having this sort of relationship, but I think that was, sorry to be cynical, but that was all Kenny. I didn't see anything in that from Alex Ramsey. He went to get the ball, and Kenny was in there maybe looking for a foul of some kind.
Yeah, he seems to stuck his leg into Ramsey there, looking for a foul, and the half-time whistle has blown here at the Rock. It's Bala Town 0, Connah's Quay 0. Here at the Rock. Well, the biggest talking point is obviously going to be that red card for Mendes, and then obviously that chance just about a minute or so before the whistle just blew for Michael Wilde, Miranda.
For Bala, that's a massive hit, and I mean, if you're Mendes, I understand, aggravation from crowd. I am not in any way condemning that, but It's hard. It's you, as someone in the crowd, you shouldn't be aggravating players on the pitch. We all get a bit excited. We all want to shout. We all want to support our team. Obviously chants against the opposite team. But if you're Jamal Mendes, you cannot hit out like that. In a match as big as this, you sort of have to go, I take it on the chin. Tensions are going to be high. I get back in the game. To throw a ball at the member of the crowd, I mean, it is a clear red, isn't it? He's only got himself to blame there.
Yeah, referee's left with no choice. Letter of the law, violent conduct, it will go down as, and whether that's towards another player, a member of staff or a fan, it's going to be a red card all day long. Referee's left with very little choice but to send Mendes off there. And like I say, it's ludicrous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's one of those things that you never think you'd see, especially in a cup final. Something you'd see down at Sunday league level of football. And maybe I'm being a bit harsh there, maybe, Miranda, but you've got to keep your head, you've got to keep your cool in big cup games like this, big cup finals. And he's let his team down there massively, as Mendes.
He should have expected some sort of thing. And for Bala, this is, an incredible opportunity. They've been in the final a couple of times. They've never won it. Today, with them being relatively close in ability with Connah's Quay, massive opportunity. And the whole of that first half, well, maybe bar the first 5-10 minutes, Bala on top. Bala with the better chances, getting into those spaces. And to hit out like that on the random, Yeah, it's unbelievable. I think what will be interesting now is how Bala go from this. Are they going to make any changes?
Yeah.
Are you going to take more risks now? Are they going to go, well, we've got nothing to lose, we'll go for it? Are they going to try and go defensively for 45 penalties and try and do it that way instead?
If you Colin Vincent Catton and his management team of Ryan David Valentine and Stephen Dennis Fisher, what would you do personally, Miranda, in this situation? What tactics would you go for? Because Neil Gibson, he's got his team top made for him. Because he'll tell them that you've been on top for large periods of this game, Connah's Quay. If you're Neil Gibson, the Connah's Quay manager, you've got large periods of the team, you've got your man advantage. The Bala players look rattled at times. Their heads will have gone because of the red cards, because of Venables. So what do you do if you're the Bala manager, Tartar manager now? What decisions would you make? Would you make any changes, or would you keep the same 10 players that are on that pitch, which is key actually, because if it goes to penalties, they'll have one less player to take a penalty, which means Connah's Quay will have to nominate a player not to take one.
I think the first thing when you get in there is to immediately, right, this has happened. We have to move on. We cannot dwell on whether we think it was right or wrong or what was said. Ignore that now. That comes after the match. Now you have 15 minutes to talk to your team and go, what the hell do we do here to save this? I think for me, I'd continue with the same lineup for now, but say to the rest of my forwards and another midfielder in the changing rooms, look, it's likely I might want to sub you on, I might want to use you, but now you have to be there on the counter. That is where we capitalised. That's where they did so well in the first half. He has to go in and say, here's the opportunities where we did well. George Newell has been great for them. He needs to continue along sort of the same path. Southern getting a few great crosses in. We saw that curved one into the box, and you need to go, we keep pushing, we keep the energy. This has happened. We move on. On the other side of things, if you're Nomads, you're going into that half-time talk and you're going, we're laughing now. We've lost Mendes, who was a real problem for them in the first half. They struggled to control him at times. And you go, we've got one more man. We get on George Newell, who's been the provider of so many good shots. Yeah. If you close him down, and to be fair to George Newell, he's been great defensively in the box as well. So if you're closing him down in both places, you keep going. And you know, for Jack Kenny's had chance after chance towards the end of that half. Yeah. So you say to him, you keep going.
Sorry, I keep on bobbing my head. I think that's what you're trying to laugh at because of the song that's on the song in the background. It reminds me that this was played in the Liverpool dressing room after they won the League Cup last year.
Will Griggs on fire.
So, yeah, Will Griggs on fire. But he's not here today. Looking at the formation as well, it's interesting as well because Bala were playing a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
They've lost, obviously, one of their key midfielders. So they're either going to have to drop one of the forwards and go for like a 4-3-2 back into the midfield area. Because the Nomads seem to have been going for like a 3 combined into a 5 at the back. Defensively, they'll go into the 5 at the back. Yeah. And then into a 3 at the back attackingly. So you've got the wing backs there. And then you've got the 3 midfield, and then there's got the 2 of Kenny, and Wild up front. And I think Kenny's been wasteful this game as well. I think.
Yeah. I think if I'm Bala, I look at my formation and I go, actually, maybe if we had all 11 players, something like a 4-2-3-1 is going to be more effective in this. We're doing well defensively, until the last bit there. We take Mendes out of midfield. We go down to a 2. We keep the 3. Maybe even we go down to a 2 and a 1 up front, and we try that instead. But I think we keep things letting them to come forward with them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
think something that needs to be done as well by Nomads is they've had a lot of possession. They need to bring the ball quicker. There's a lot of sideways passes. They're bringing Bala across from one side to another and trying to spread the play. Sometimes they might need to bring a quick diagonal ball across instead of playing it short, little touches. They need to be a little bit quicker on the ball, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, for that spell where Bala were better, it was all pace, wasn't it? You know, possession very largely Connah's Quay, but Bala had that pace. They were doing things with it. So if you are Connah's Quay, you're going, they've lost a player. We run for this. We capitalise on it. We go at every chance. We stop. We seem to be seeing John Disney on the halfway line and then crosses sort of go into the edge of the box and come back out in a bit. We need to be getting those crosses to the box and running through and just going for it and trying.
Jamie Davies.
And I'm sure you'll give me your thoughts on the red card as well.
Well, I was going to say to you both, if you need a break, go for it now before the start of the second half. But wonderful commentary. Joe's going to make the most of that. I think he needed the toilet again. He needs to stop drinking. But yeah, no, great commentary from Miranda and Joe for that end of the first half. But Joe, make sure you're back for when you start the second half for us. It's his legs have gone to sleep. Yeah, it is quite tight here in the press box. But yes,
Quick jog.
He's going to go.
He says he's going to do a few laps around the pitch.
Well, actually, I just saw the Bala kids from that end literally walk from the other side. They're already ready there and got their
Transition.
Flag. It's absolutely
Everyone
brilliant.
in a circular movement.
But have you noticed the kids in front? Like, their hands must be really, really red now because they've literally been banging the advertising boards all throughout the first half.
Tell you what, there's nothing quite like this is what I love about coming to Welsh League games. Half time, get your chips, chat to your family, sit down, get yourself a bit warm, and hey, we've had our fair share of drama in that first half, haven't we?
I just can't get over it because I was noting things down, then I just see a red card in his hand.
And it was the same for us. We saw the ball go out for the throw in, and then as far as we were aware, the ball was out of play, and obviously it was. I thought, what on earth has he done with the ball out of play to warrant a red card? That was
I mean, I couldn't because
crazy.
I kept thinking from that angle, what has he done to get a straight red? Not even a second yellow.
Yeah.
Straight red card for Mendes. But I remember asking Ollie in front, and he was the man from FA Wales. He just told me, he threw a ball at a fan member or something. I mean, they've got the Scorio stream there, so they can see the replays. I've not seen the replays yet, but I'm sure we'll see it on Twitter and all that later.
I've seen the replays of the red card being given and the meltdown of Mendes, who surely should have expected that when he was. I mean, maybe it was hot-head behaviour.
I think that's what it was, wasn't it?
But to lose it like that on a day like today for your team, he'll be very disappointed in himself.
I think, but you see him, don't you? Like straight afterwards, he's not accepting it. He's not walking off.
I suspect there was some very nasty abuse aimed at him, which is atrocious and should not happen. And if there has been something said, we would hope it would be looked into.
Yeah.
But sadly, as a player, you take that on the chin. That's
absolutely.
You are going to get that abuse. I'm not saying it's acceptable, but it happens, and you cannot react like that.
I mean, I guess we won't know the full story until Colin Catton, the Bala Town manager, is interviewed after the game at some point. 'Cause I'm sure they'll ask him, what have you heard about the red card and stuff?
And I'm sure Mendes's complaints post red card were, yes, I did something awful, but this fan is still in the stands. Why is nothing being done? But as you say, we won't know until after what's allegedly happened.
I think it is a shame to see a cup final with one team play with 10 men, at least for one half of a game now.
And especially with Bala maybe being the underdogs going in today and then performing so well in the first half, having that pace, getting the better shots for a moment like that. Which could end up, and that could now end up as the deciding factor.
But in all fairness, we saw a wild header get saved, didn't we? Not long after that, and that was probably the only real chance Connah have had since going up against 10 men of Bala Town. But it'll be interesting to see what this second half brings. But it's going to be a really big challenge for Bala Town. I mean, could it be, Miranda, that maybe the manager says to them at half-time, of course, focus on the fact that we're still the underdogs no matter what, with one less player. But maybe if you can't get the opportunities, push this to a penalty shootout, because we don't have any extra time after this.
Which is what I was saying to Joe. If you're a manager in that situation, are you saying, let's sit defensively, let's get to penalties, we're not going to win it? Or are you going, stuff it, we've got one less player, we take every chance we can now, and maybe we let up defensively to get down there and get those chances in the box. And then, it's hard because you can take that approach, but if you concede, you make a defensive change, is it too late then? Yeah,
exactly. This is the thing. We've got yellow cards as well for Alex Ramsey, the Bala goalkeeper, and their top goal scorer and captain, Chris Venables. So them two have got to be on their best behaviour in the second half. Otherwise, could have more men going down. Especially Chris Venables, their top scorer. They can't lose him as well as Mendes.
I mean, it's just, if you're Connah's Quay in that dressing room right now, how much confidence have you got?
Yeah, but I think you've got confidence, but also I'd feel a bit more nervous because you've got
Pressure?
that advantage. And yeah, exactly. I'd certainly feel the pressure. And before that red card, I thought Bala were the better team.
Yes.
In terms of the chances that we saw.
Better chances, better crosses. They may have had less possession. They were doing more with the ball. They were outrunning Connah's Quay in several. I mean, when we see Connah's Quay coming down, it seems to be all down this left-hand side. For Bala, it was right and left, wasn't it? We saw George Newell bouncing from side to side, Mendes down this side, Southern down this side. We had, I'm trying to, Arsene, there we are, down the left-hand side.
So much has happened, it's hard to remember.
It is. So, a wild one.
But no, I was going to say, was it Connah's Quay have just come back out, and Bala are out again now. So obviously that half-time team talk always goes quicker than you think.
Yeah.
So you've got to make the most out of it when you're the manager. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, Mendes will have to sit in the change room throughout the rest of the game. Will he have a TV in there to watch it? Of course, in the Premier League in England, they normally have that facility to just sit back and watch it. Get
If
hot
you are
chocky
sat
going.
there, if you are sat there and you cannot watch the game, what a dull 45 minutes. He's going to have his ear at the door, trying to listen to the crowd,
Wait,
work out what's happening.
Is that a cheer for us or for them?
He's got someone in the coaching team giving him live updates on WhatsApp. Maybe he'll voice note him the game in 2-minute sections.
Oh, brilliant! Well, we've only had one half. We've got another half to go. Don't think there's going to be any substitutions coming up. It looks as though, well, Colin Catton maybe is happy with the players that he's got right now. But for the rest of the second half, for the start of the second half, it will be back to Joe with Miranda, and I'll be back for the later parts of the second half.
The later part.
Yeah, I've actually, on my way back from the toilet, just bumped into Andy Morrison. I was talking to him, and I took a selfie. And actually, I believe I've just seen James Vaughan as well, who used to play for Everton. I've seen him as well, clocked him. I know.
And we all know what big Everton fan you are, so I'm sure you'll be keen to speak to him soon.
I met him for my work at Tranmere, so I quick nod of the head, but I thought I won't bother him because people aren't clocking him just at the moment. Because as soon as one person clocks, as the second half gets underway, if one person clocks someone, everyone goes over to him. Oh, ball given away straight away there.
Well, there was, I guess, a shout for a handball with Jack Kenny, but I don't think it was. Yes, it did, but his hand wasn't in a natural position.
Again. I did notice before that Ryan Statulis, who's on loan from Tranmere Rovers to Connah's Quay Nomads, he's not in the squad today, but he is in the stands. I did notice him before. He did wave towards this direction as he walked past, but I don't think it was to me. I think it was to someone else in front of me. I'll say it's for me.
If that's what helps you sleep at night.
I know. All these famous or semi-famous people.
Bala starting this second half well. They seem to be coming out with a renewed passion fight, perhaps. Yeah,
and Harrison's gone to take the throw in over the far side. So they have surprised me because they come out, like you said, they've gone for it.
Yeah.
I think they thought they'd rather go for it and lose. Say, hypothetically speaking, say they lost. They'd rather go for it and lose by a couple of goals than not go for it at all.
Yeah, and it's a tough decision because you can, without extra time, you can really see the manager going, let's sit defensively, let's stick it out to penalties. We've got a better chance that way. But that's not what we want to see in a final, is it?
No, you want to see a good attacking football. There's Bala forward again here. They play it to...
Oh, dear.
Tackle from Morris late there. It looked like, but the ball's through, and then another foul.
Oh, goodness me.
The referee says no, so he didn't get the foul first on David Edwards, and that was a late tackle by Morris. He should have gone in the book for that one, and then he plays on, and then doesn't give a foul on the edge of the area on Smith, which it did look like it was a foul as well.
Dave Edwards, I don't know why that wasn't given. That to me was, a very clear incident. But straight after that, referee not giving it, ball moving around, Dave Edwards has turned to his team and he's gone, calm down. We can't get ourselves het up with these decisions. Calm down.
As it's Edwards on the right-hand side. And the ball's given away and won back by Ballatown. But Arsene nearly gives it away then, but wins it back. And
yeah, it was a poor shot.
Looks like multiple fouls, but he's brought it forward. But can't find Newell, can he, with that one? He only finds George
Ooh.
Horan, the captain of Connah's Quay Nomads, and it's played across there to Harrington on the left-hand side, inside to Morris. He's got Disney bringing himself forward well, he seems to push into the right midfield position, doesn't he, instead of the wing-back position. He spreads it across to Harrington again. Twisting, turning. Can he play it in right-footed? No, he plays it to the edge from Morris. He takes a touch. He's gone for goal, and it's over the top of the crossbar, Miranda.
I think in the build-out to that, I watched some choicy words and hand gestures being exchanged between a couple of the players. Not 100%, but I think there are a couple here and there, and I think we're going to see a substitution.
An early substitution, yeah, there for, is it Bala? Bala Town, yeah.
I think Luke Wall is coming off, and I think it's Ollie Shannon coming on.
So Wall has hit the wall, and...
Oh, dear.
Oh, no. Jamie's laughing, and Shannon's come on.
I
think he has picked up an injury within the first couple of minutes of the second half.
And that'll be a shame for them, because, again, Luke Wall, one of their better players in the second half.
It is a massive shame, really. I'm surprised. Maybe he had something at half time, and they said, go out there, see how you can fare in this second half.
Try again, and he's not been able to do it.
So it's not happened. And who's that? Ruscrow that's come on? Who's that, Jamie? Adam Ruscrow's come on, so there we go. As the ball's at the back with Andy Firth, the former... Well, he's played for some big clubs during his career. He was on the books at Liverpool. Didn't quite make it with the first team. Had a loan spell at Chester whilst at Liverpool. And then he sold him on to Rangers, where he played a few games for Rangers. The ball's in the box for Bala. Oh, shot saved. And then, as he looked to cut inside again, did Oliver Southern and try and fire it right footed. The tackle was in, and it's out for a corner. Bala have started very, very brightly, Miranda.
Yeah, I mean, clearly they've gone into that talk, and I always like to use the phrase, they've had a rocket put up them. And it's nice to see that the manager's gone in there and he's gone, let's give it everything we've got. He's not gone, let's sit defensively, hope for the best. And they've come out and they are really pressing.
In their last match, Bala Town won 2-1 over Pontypridd in the fourth round of the JD Welsh Cup as the balls come in. Firth doesn't get there, but it'll be Morris that can clear it. He smashes it against Venables and it's a goal kick. Connah's Quay in their last game won 2-0 away to Clonelly Town in the fourth round of the Cup as well. So, yeah, good to know that. Lakeside is Bala Town's nickname, and Nomad's nickname is the Nomads.
Jamie was complaining about my crossing out of players on the team sheet, but I was simply removing Mendes.
Yes, because he was sent off for throwing a ball. I had a fan ask me at half-time, he saw me media pass, he said, do you know what happened? And I went, yeah, he threw the ball at another fan. So...
another fan?
Well, he threw a ball at a fan. Mendes did it. Another fan. Yeah, it might have been the fan. It might have been the fan that he threw it at, and I didn't know. Undercover work there.
Well, I'm guessing if some choice words are exchanged, he may not have been a fan of Mendes.
As Williams brings it forward, number 21 on his shirt.
That's
inside.
Another foul on Dave Edwards, and you start to think he might pick up a knock here and there. He seems to be walking it off.
It's got to be a marked man, isn't it, because of who he is, isn't it? As it's spread across to him now, as you mentioned him, as if by magic, Miranda. As Arson's down this left-hand side. Whips a delightful ball in, but there's too much on that in the end.
George Newell couldn't get to it.
Harrington can bring it out from the back into Morris, in midway inside his own half. Plays it inside to Aaron Edwards. He's got Kenny and Wild in front of him, but he plays it to the right-hand side to Williams. Williams plays it inside, a floating cross towards the far post, but it's an easy take there by Ramsey in the Bala Town goal.
First bit of action we've seen down this side, really?
Hopefully we can see a bit more action down this side. As it's played long again, but it's back in Nomad's possession. Morris again, he's had a lot of time on the ball this game. And then we've got Harrington again. Slips it down the channel, but Kenny is not making that run, and it is picked up again there by Nathan Peat. He plays it back to Ramsey, who sends it forward, and it's headed back on, and it's picked up. Oh, he's in.
Oh, dear.
Edwards, but trickles through to Ramsey. He can't quite catch up with his own ball there. Miranda. So what, we're about 7 minutes into this half.
We are.
It's been a pretty good start, to be honest, by Bala Town, as it's sent long forward by Ramsey. The header is won by a Nomad shirt by Nash, and it's quickly bowled up by Firth to Williams on this side. That is Aaron Williams, not Josh Williams.
Who, of course, came on in the first half. Sadly, Danny Holmes picking up an injury about 10 minutes in.
All the thoughts of the team of Let's Talk Sport are with Danny Holmes, and we hope that his injury isn't too serious and doesn't keep him out for long. As it's Williams to Williams, yep. And he's past one, he's past Venables. Venables back at him. He's just about kept it in by the looks of it.
I thought that went out.
He hasn't, and it's out for a goal kick. What do you figure that little move there down this near side, Miranda?
I mean, Bala seemed to be taking what I would call the right approach and going harder with those chances and getting the momentum. And I mean, obviously, I'm unbiased in this game, but I'd like to see both teams score. I think I'd like to see it end 2-1, the better team getting the second goal.
Well, I'm hoping for goals this half, and so I think that would be a nice little scoreline, a 2-1 win. If it goes to penalties, that'll be dramatic. We all know what penalty shootouts are like. Both you're an Arsenal fan yourself, and I'm a Liverpool fan, so we've experienced a few penalty shootouts down the years, haven't we?
We have, but you know, today's the first time I've witnessed a red card at a match.
First time?
First time today.
Something to tick off your football bingo list. Oh, shot should have been challenged there.
And it's
by
again on
Edwards.
Dave Edwards.
Edwards on Edwards, actually. Dave Edwards on Aaron Edwards, and both get up though. A little bit of a cuddle on the floor, and then they both got up.
I mean, you can see why they do it from Connah's key point of view. Dave Edwards is performing very well in midfield for Bala, isn't he? He's getting those important balls. He's getting in the spaces. He's the one taking it forward.
He's a big pull, isn't he, to get at Mees Tigid for Bala Town, and I think he brings a few fans into their games, and might have got them a few more that they may not have necessarily had, should I say, as Connah's key bring it forward again. We've got Williams.
There is now not
Williams.
such a large gap between the children, Bala Town and Connah's Key fans in front of us.
Williams is crosses straight down the throat there of Ramsey. Just takes a couple of steps to the side, plucks the ball out the air, and just winds down the clock as the players just trudge out a little bit. Slowing down the play a bit, but he's launched it forward. Like you said, there's a gap, not so much of a gap now between the fans, but there's a big gap on this left-hand side where Mendes would have been. But obviously, as we keep on mentioning, he's sent off. If I was Connah's Key, I'd definitely exploit the Bala Town left, or their Connah's Key. Right?
Yeah.
Bala won a free kick, speaking of exploiting that touchline. I've won a free kick on the far side.
I mean, you get the feeling that Bala maybe slightly on top in this first half, but I don't know about you, but I feel like if Mendes was still on the pitch, they'd be all over them. And they're missing that, and they're trying, but you know, they clearly are missing him.
I don't know if this is an omen for Bala Town, but the first time they were in the JD Welsh Cup Final, 2017, me and Jamie were there for that one against TNS. It was 0-0 at half-time. TNS took the lead in the second half, and then Bala Town turned it around that day. So it's an
Maybe they'll do it for you today.
So maybe it's an omen. As it's flicked in.
Oh!
Oh, great header that was by Anthony Kay. Firth was across to tip it over the bar there. Great hand.
Yeah, you get the feeling that Bala edging closer, getting those opportunities, and we're obviously going to see another corner now. I think it's Arson who's coming out to take this one.
The 10 men of Bala Town have started very, very well here, applying the pressure on the Connah's Key goal. There's a corner on this near side. It is Arson, you are correct, Miranda. He'll take this one. Whipped into the area. And both Edwards and Newell couldn't get anything on that, really, frustratingly. Funny enough, talking about the competition today, the winner of this competition gets £15,000. The league awards £1,000 to each losing semi-finalist and £3,000 to the runner-up. The total prize fund, was 15,000. The winner gets 10,000. The runner-up gets 3,000, and then each of the semi-finalists will get £1,000. So
That's not too bad.
nice little prize pot for the
Little
team.
bonus.
We'll be there.
Jamie Davies already talking about getting the rounds in at the pub at 6 minutes past 2.
It's never too early for Jamie to have a drink. You've seen what he was like on his birthday when he left the what was it, the White Lion in
White Bear, isn't
White
it?
Bear, yeah, White Bear. So
In Whitchurch, the White Bear.
Oh, right there, yeah, sorry.
He can't even remember the name of the pub. It was that bad.
He picked the venue.
Oh, Guinness, that
we watched Wales versus England that night, but the less we say about that game, the better, because you know, 3 English people in Wales. Let's not rub it in. As Disney into Williams.
Yeah, we've got 3 Williams on the pitch today. Josh and Aaron Mark playing for Connah's Quay, and then we got Dave on the. Oh no, I'm making that up. I'm getting confused between my Edwards and my Williams.
As it's Aaron Williams on the right hand side, whipped in by Disney. It's headed away over to the far side, and it's picked up by number 22, Adam Roscoe, who is on the pitch now, who come on for Wall, who hit the brick wall, as I said before, which was greeted by groans by Miranda and Jamie in the commentary box. Well, a little bit of a chuckle, actually, from Mr. Davies. He loves a good pun, don't you, Jamie? As it's Aaron Edwards plays it in, and it's
Alex
too
Ramsey got to that
close
quite comfortably, didn't he?
to Ramsey, yeah. It was easy take there, wasn't it, Miranda?
Connah's Quay just don't seem to be putting anything into the box that he's going to struggle with. They're getting the passes, they're getting those opportunities, but they're not. I mean, they're on target, but they're not strong. I don't ever see anything, and I think, oh, that should have gone in. They're lacking that at the moment. They need to get that pace to get more of a spin, more energy behind it, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. And they're not clinical enough when they do get that half a chance in the box.
They get into the box and then they're taking 3-4 passes between them. It's quite slow. And I think that's where they're going wrong and where Bala Town are going right.
I think if I was the manager, Neil Goodson, I'd look at getting maybe Mike Hayes on.
Yeah.
He looked decent last time when me and Jamie covered the Connah's Quay versus Newtown game a few months back in November, was it, Jamie, I think? October. And he looked quite good on the counter-attack. Good pass of the ball, good pace. So, yeah, I'd have a look at the likes of Hayes, bringing him on. Maybe the likes of Joe Malkin as well.
Like we said at the beginning, we thought Michael Wilde, Connah's number 9, was going to be really key in this game. If you'll excuse the pun there, accidental. Before I finish, we're going to see another substitution, I think, over here.
It's Edwards that's coming off and Franklin coming on. Harry Franklin, not Ben Franklin. A big turnout. It was Ben Franklin, wasn't it?
I don't think anyone thought it was going to be Ben Franklin.
Maybe Jamie did.
Remember that one, do you? Just not the name of pubs.
No.
I'll tell you what.
I was saying, Michael Wilde, we thought was going to be a key player for Connah's Quay, and Bala Town have done such a good job at keeping him quiet. He's not really had any opportunities, has he?
No, apart from that one clear-cut one, which is straight down the throat of Ramsey, just on the stroke of half-time. He's done not much in this game. Yeah, he's not got the pace anymore as he's getting on in his. I think he's in mid-30s. I think.
It's a shame because in that first 5 minutes, I saw him and I thought, wow, this is you're going to be key in this, and then Bala Town just immediately learned how to shut him down, to contain him.
Yeah, he's more of a target man, isn't he, Mike Wilde, than a forward that'll play off the shoulder, that will run in behind. I'll tell you what, though, can you smell that burger and chips? It smells nice. It's making me hungry.
Chips at half-time. That's what I love about the Welsh League.
And then we've got Williams in to Disney.
You have to say, I do, that I think Connah's Quay are doing a better job at controlling George Newell from Bala in the second half. I don't see him in as many threatening positions. So maybe that was in their team talk at half-time.
A floater crossing then from Harrington, who's made his way to the right-hand side now of that back three. He floats one in towards Wilde, but it was taken easy. But now it looks a bit of a worrying one. It looks like that Ramsey has taken a knock there when collecting that ball or something, because he stayed down here. But I'll tell you what, I'm quite surprised the referee's got the kit that he's got on. He's wearing a purple top, black shorts and purple socks. When the Bala Town goalkeeper's in purple, yeah. Normally the referee's kits are not supposed to clash with the players, but
Well,
I
they
thought
saw
they might
it.
have been in yellow.
They saw each other this morning, and they went, "Do you know what? It's a big day. Let's go matching."
And they've all purple, which are royal colours. Royal colours for a final. I noticed that the referees have got their names on the back of their shirts.
Yeah.
On the cup of the collar. Something that happened at the World Cup, and apparently it's quite a common occurrence now with major finals. So.
And Connah's Quay have just conceded a very silly corner that I think couldn't quite see who it was. Just couldn't get to it before it went over to the line, but Bala nowhere near it. So
be a left-footed in-swinger from Arsenal by the looks of things. As Smith trots over to offer a short option, but he's going to play it in. Plays it in deep.
it's a good shot.
Punched away by Firth. Picked up.
Oh! Firth
Oh,
has gone down under a challenge.
Oh.
I couldn't quite tell who that was. I think it's number 9 for Bala Town. Venables, who's on a yellow, let's remember.
Yeah.
And the Bala Town players knew it was him and said, "Get away, leave it." Probably because I know about that yellow card.
Get out the referee's eye line quick. Quick. Get out the referee's eye line. Do not give him that thought of giving you a red card and bringing them down to 9.
Yeah. That would be disastrous.
He's all right again, though, Andy Firth. He's got back up to his feet and looks like he'll take a kick. Quick couple of stretches. Oh. We've got 2 balls on the pitch at the moment. Come on.
Yeah, that's a bit
Venables
confusing.
just dropped one of them, and then Williams has just
Josh
booted
Williams,
it off.
yeah, has just sent
What
it
was the
out.
point in that, Venables? He might as well just kicked it out off the pitch, really.
Yeah.
I think he's just trying to frustrate and wind down the clock a little bit longer. As it's
Yeah, I think there are a few mind games at work here, aren't there?
hands in the back of Wild there, but it wasn't picked up on from the referee. Only he's clattered into there by Arson, but not much doing there contra the referee as they play it back to the goalkeeper. Kenny goes to charging down, doesn't get any contact on the ball, and it's played forward. Nash gets in there ahead of number 22, Adam Roscoe, who come on as a sub early in this second half period.
Yeah, Adam Roscoe seems to have been a good substitution so far, doesn't he? I did worry that because David Edwards had been so good for Bala in the first half that might affect them. But actually, Roscoe's come on and he's filled that position quite well, hasn't he?
He's done very well. I think it's another. Is it another corner? Yeah, another corner for Bala Town here. On the far side again.
And the better action is all down this side, isn't it?
Yeah, seems to be a lot down that right-hand side for
Which
Bala Town.
perhaps we might not have expected, given they're down to 10 men.
It's good to see him going out for it and trying to grab the game by the scruff of the net. As it will be Arsenal again to take it in left-footed in swinger. Can he cause problems? They've got a couple of men on the goalkeeper there. That's Connah's Quay trying to bring out and away. The ball's whipped in, punched out by
Goalie got to it comfortably.
Firth. And Connah's Quay can bring it out.
Well, you've got to say Arsenal's putting great crosses in, isn't he? He's getting them right in the good places. And it's just a goalie's getting to them first.
Mistimed, and Kenny flicks it, but Edwards is there. And I thought he was going to take too long on the ball and get it taken off his toe then by Franklin, but he's back on the ball again. And Kenny in with a sharp challenge, and it's out for a Bala Town throw, Miranda. Arson wipes the ball on his shirt. Not many movement off the ball there, but Venables, the captain, comes over and says, I'll have that, and flicks it on. Newell plays it inside to Smith. Can Bala Town bring it forward? It's across on the right-hand side. Back inside to Smith. He plays it forward again.
Comes out for
Tackling
Roscoe.
Whipped in by Edwards. And flicked header by Newell, but not enough power to trouble Firth there, Miranda. Great little move.
It was, and it was on target. There wasn't a lot of power behind it. But they're making the most of those opportunities, and we're right back down the other end.
End to end. It's like a basketball game. End to end. Basketball. Straight from one end to the other.
Oh, dear.
As it's Franklin. Cuts inside. He can have a shot here. He does drill a low one. It's ping pong in the box. Played out and away. Picked up defensively by
George
Harrington,
Newell.
and it's given
Incredible
straight back
again.
to Bala Town, who managed to recover possession with Arson. Arson to Newell, Miranda's favourite player. inside to Edwards. Bala bringing it forward. Edwards tries to bring it inside, but there is a good challenge there by Josh Williams to snub that counter-attack for Bala, and Arsenal will trot forward to take this throw in. The fans are saying Connah's Quay is wonderful. Miranda, have you ever been to Connah's Quay?
I can't say I have, actually. I think I've only been to the Flint ground.
Flint just down the road from the Quay, so you visited a nearby little town there. Rivals
the
for Connah's
Flint.
Quay.
I was going to say it was the Flint Derby I went to that day.
Nice little game for you.
Actually, yeah, it was great. There was, I think, two penalties of it.
2 penalties in that one. Drama. Did you see Jean-Louis Akpro playing?
No, he was on the lineup. He made it to the team sheet. And then right as the game was about to start, he picked up a knock in the warm-up. And he missed out on the game. And that was so annoying because I was so looking forward to seeing him.
And we'll just do this attack, and then I'll hand you over to Jamie to bring you the end of this game and potentially a penalty shootout as things stand, as it's 0-0. Foul's gone on there on arson by Williams. And I'll bring you over to none other than that man, Jamie Davies.
Oh, thank you, Joe. And to be honest, if you asked me for my thoughts on the game so far, you wouldn't think Bala were down to 10 men.
No,
from what I've been seeing.
You wouldn't. They have been fantastic this half. And
They
it's
have.
so nice to see that they've gone down to 10 men and they've gone, right, that's happened now.
Yeah.
We move on. And they've come out with that pace and that one. And it makes you like them a little bit more, doesn't it?
Definitely winning mentality. The one thing I've noticed as well, they've still been playing 2 up front. Even when they don't have the possessions, we can see now between the front 2 there as they were trying to pick up from that goal kick, and they do have it now on the far side with Edwards. Edwards now to Smith. Smith, he was a hero back in 2017 with a late header against TNS to win them their first Welsh Cup. Could he produce something today when his team needs it? And he's still kept it in play. He comes on the run from the far side. He goes for it, and it goes. Well, it looks like it might have gone quite wide at the end from our angle, but he went for it, and it would just go down as a shot off target. But Miranda, Connah's Quay didn't deal with him at all, even in a tight area.
And even if it had been slightly better, George Newell was right in the box. He had one man around him. If he got ahead to that, who's stopping that going in? He's
Exactly.
in all that space. There's no one there.
Yeah, I'm surprised we've not seen Firth, in terms of body language, have a go at his defenders there.
Do a Jordan Pickford, if you will.
A Jordan
Who, anytime he is called upon to do his job, gets very angry.
Yeah. Maybe you should stretch your arm out, Jordan. That would help. That's what I said about De Gea last Sunday. But anyway, back with this game.
Did you also give that advice to Hugo Lloris?
No, of course not. No, not a Tottenham fan over here.
I was just thinking they'd played in similar ways. That was all.
Well, Hampton goes down as he went on the attack from the right wing. Looks like there was contact on the ball, so he wasn't complaining. The referee didn't see anything, and they continued play. And the ball at the moment is back in the Connah's Quay half. But at the moment, you wouldn't think the Nomads are the team that are in second in the Welsh Prem compared to, okay, Bala only 2 places below, but it really has been heroic stuff from Bala Town so far. Feels like its next goal wins here. Here's Harrington on the right wing for Connah's Quay. That is a poor cross. It doesn't even come back into play. Goes behind for a goal kick to Bala Town. But I'll go back to what you said before, Miranda. It's, as you say, when they come back to their crosses, Connah's Quay, there's just no magic, is there? There's no simplicity in their attacks.
There just seems to be no desire. We get it down the pitch, we get it to the box, and then it's sort of a, well, what do we do now?
Yeah.
There's no clear plan of who we're trying to get it to. I mean, obviously we saw a lot of action from Jack Kenny in the first half. I would have thought in that team talk you're going, feed it to Jack. Play him, maybe move him up front on his own, and you feed into him. But they get in there, they're taking 2 or 3 touches, passing between them. There's not creation at all.
None whatsoever. And I think Neil Gibson will be hoping that they produce something between now and the next 18 minutes. Joe offering us crisps. We've had a new sponsor for today's commentary. Is it Walker? It is. It's Walker's. Good I would say good choice, but they don't have enough crisps in the bag, if you ask me. I probably just ended a potential sponsor there. Back with the game. It's with Harrington again. Here, Nacho's just scored for Leicester against Walsall in the FA Cup. Early kickoff in that one. Long ball out to the left-hand side, but nothing there, and it's comfortably picked up by Southern. Southern gets away from his man, just enters the Connah's Quay half, gets the ball off his opponent for it to go behind for a throw-in. Right in front of the Scorio cameras.
But I mean, we look as we're about to take this throw, right? The Bala team, Dave Edwards, George Newell have been your key players. Who is keeping track of either of them as we go to do that throw? You know, Bala down to what, 10 men, and we've got Chris Venables, captain, wandering about in midfield. No one even near him.
No one, yeah. And he's
Look, he's coming right down this end. I mean, I accept, you know, they're not in possession at the moment, but no one's even getting close to him. All it takes is for him to dispossess. He's got so much room.
And they've got one man over.
Yeah, it's
good point there from Miranda. Here comes the cross. Couldn't get it to Kemi at the end. Punched away for a throw-in on the near corner, well, on the far side corner flag. But at the moment, Connah's Quay trying to go for that third successive League Cup. They are finding it difficult. It's going to be a hard one to win today. Offside at the end, but again, another chance wasted. I think it's fair to say what Miranda's been saying is coming true, and Connah's Quay can't get away from that at the moment.
I put the kiss of death on them.
I'll tell you what, I've not been feeling my feet throughout the game. It's freezing.
Yes, mine are somewhat numb.
Frostbite incoming here in Cefn Moor. Because we got that glorious rocky mountain, well, I say mountain, little hill over us. Actually, my graffiti's up there, Jamie 20, as you can see. That wasn't me.
Yeah, maybe put that disclaimer out there. Joe Stanley sat next to us bragging about his 2 pairs of socks.
Oh, you see, is it working for you, Joe? Is it working? I'm wearing thermals and they're not doing anything.
I should have worn my Reynard socks and then a pair of fluffy socks.
Ah, yeah, that would have done it.
I got small feet anyway, they'd have fit in my shoes.
But instead of what we're wearing, we're going to talk about the game again. Of course, some of the players with long thermal sleeves, which is probably necessary, but I can never get over. Luckily, we're not seeing that today, but a player with short sleeves and then gloves, I've never understood that.
Yeah.
That's the one. It's the old Patrice Evra way, but I don't know why he did that. Throw-in for Connah's Quay. Not really much going on in the last few minutes. 15 minutes to go. Still goalless, and the goalkeeper of Firth had to boot it away. He was taking a few steps back, then saw the loose ball, realised he was under pressure there, and he was there first before his opponent of what looked to be Adam Roscoe, the substitute that was chasing it.
And he's been great since he came on.
He has.
Because, I mean, Luke Wall going off, there was maybe a concern because he'd been great down the left-hand side for them. And Roscoe's done well.
Of course, there's Paul Rutherford that's still on the bench. He's a striker who played for Wrexham a few years ago. 35 years old, you know, maybe needed it in the penalty shootout. I was
going to say, maybe if you're Catton, you're thinking, we give it 10 minutes, we bring him on. We've had the better chances. Let's finish. And
he took a hit to his right leg when he took the shot. It went way over the crossbar. Referee said it came off the Bala defender, and it's going to be a corner on the near side. But luckily for Harrington, I think he's going to be okay. He's still on the ground, but
do you think he overstretched in that kick?
I think maybe he definitely felt contact when he hit that ball off his opponent there. But it was a very good block, because who knows, it could have found the target. But of course, as I was saying, just before that was taken, you know, last few minutes of this game, substitutions we'll probably see a bit more of ahead of the penalty shootout.
Yes, I think we can expect that.
Corner taken. It was a short corner, which we're not always fans of here at Let's Talk Sport. Cleared away. Only half cleared, because it'll be picked up by John Disney, the loose ball. But well won by what looked to be from Roscoe, and now here he is on the left-hand side, and he couldn't get the pass across to Edwards, and it was well blocked at the end by what looked to be of Williams.
But my argument here would be the cross was only stopped because Williams was in the way of the pass. There was no attempt to tackle.
No.
He ran all of the way
urgency,
down
was
this
there?
left-hand side, just allowing Dave Edwards that space.
I mean, if anything, maybe Aaron Williams could have kept it a bit longer.
Yeah.
And carried on with the run. But his team have got the ball again. They're in their own half at the moment as the sun comes down here on Cefn Moor. It's could do with the sun here in the stands, but we're in a shaded area.
It's nice to see it come out though. After months away, we'll take seeing some of it at least, even if we can't feel it yet.
Nice January sun. Oh, and the sliding challenge there just kicked away. Now it's picked up by Kemi. Kemi, the main man up front with Wild. Connah's Quay looking for a late winner possibly, as it's Williams on the right-hand side. Brings the low ball cross in, and it's stopped by the first man.
Did well.
Yet again, just no danger from those crosses into the
and
box.
It's so easy for Bala to defend, isn't it? You don't ever feel like they're out of control or they're a bit risky. They know where to go.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost as if they've been planned for if they went down to 10 men before this game even kicked off. Williams again on the right wing, hoping for a better cross. Wild, he was there. He could have got the header, but he just couldn't quite reach it at the end, and instead it went away from him. And Wild, that's the last man you want to leave a free header for at goal, especially at close range. It's with Harrington now again. It's with Williams on the right wing. He's going to try another cross. It's a low one this time. Now Kemi with his back towards goal in the box. Disney with a strike, and it's blocked by Kieran Smith. Smith chasing the ball down as Connah's Quay still have the possession. Harrington again on the right-hand side. Couldn't look to his right of Williams, and he went to his left of the other Williams. And they'll just hold on to the ball and just keep it calm for now. Full time at Accrington Stanley in the FA Cup. They didn't get the cup upset they hoped for against the Premier League of Leeds United. 3-1 they lost today. And now here's Harrington running into the box trying to pick up the loose ball. But you can see the applause around us of Bala fans enjoying the defensive manoeuvres that they are making at the moment. Free kick, Bala Town have just won as well. Keane Smith having a word with the referee there. Probably asking him how much added times they're going to be. Still 10 minutes to go. It's been one of those games, hasn't it, Miranda? You know, we've not seen any goals yet, but when it comes to cup finals, you want to see a tight affair, and we're seeing that today.
You do, and there was almost a bit of disappointment in me towards the end of the first half when we saw Mendes being sent off, because I was worried that we'd see it go all one way and it would be that affair. But actually, it seems to have spurred Bala on. They've done well to come back from that and put the effort in.
Of course, speaking of this being a Welsh game, of course, the Wrexham will be hoping to do Wales proud tomorrow in the FA Cup fourth round against Sheffield United. 4:30 kickoff, I think that is. If Andrew Pollard's listening, I'm sure he's looking forward to that. He's got a ticket for that.
Think Wrexham will do it?
I don't see why not. At home, it's their fortress this season. And when you've got Ollie Palmer and Paul Mullen bringing in the goods, who knows? Who knows? And Ryan Reynolds, of course. But
yes, I'm sure he'll be first on the team sheet.
Say that again, Joe. Yes, I think we should. Get him on as a guest. Back with the game. Connah's Quay in their own half at the moment. So the time is ticking. 9 minutes to go.
Of normal time.
We did have to ask when we came in to just double check what is the structure with this being a cup final, extra time and penalties, but no, it's straight to penalties. And it looks as though the ball's just gone out of play for a Bala Town throw-in, pretty much near where Mendes got sent off earlier in the first half when he threw the ball into the crowd. I've still not seen the replays of it, but I'm sure if you guys have got access to the old internet, you can check it out on Twitter. It's 20 plus years now, isn't it?
Doesn't it get old? In that case, I'm ancient.
Goal kick it will be. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a double substitution for the Nomads and one for Bala. Oh, this is going to be interesting to track. So it looks like it's the first one is going to be Bala.
Is it Arson coming off?
I think Southern's coming off.
Southern, yes, Southern off.
It's hard to. This is the problem with Lit Mike. She only have one hand.
And then for Connah's Quay, we're seeing. I think we're about to see Jack Kenny go off.
Actually, I say Southern's coming off. He's. Oh, there we go. Oh, right, yeah, so he has taken him off. I thought for a moment he was having a drinks break and he wasn't coming off. So Paul Rutherford is coming on at number 18, as the announcer has just said, but I'm not going to lie, I've completely missed track of the other subs.
Well, I'm aware that I think number 12 and number 50 have come on for Connah's Quay, Harry Franklin and Luca Hogan. I think I saw Jack Kenny going off.
Just still figuring out who came on and off. But
I think we've had three changes from Connah's Quay.
Oh, really? Okay.
We've seen Harry Franklin come on and then Joe Malkin. I'm not sure if Hogan's come on or not. We're still trying to work this one out. Yes, he has. So they've made 3 changes. As I say, I think I saw Jack Kenny going off. Not sure who else went off. We'll work it out.
I know we're in our 20s, but we haven't got eyes, have we?
I think we can see.
He's getting cold to the goalkeeper.
Is that Aaron Mark Williams that's come off?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Who was subbed on in the first half?
Aaron Williams. Yeah. So we do see that a lot more these days, but it must feel a bit weird to start on the bench, come on, and then still come off before the end of the game.
Yeah.
We've got. Looks as though from our angle it could be a corner kick here for Bala Town on the near side.
I think perhaps taking Jack Kenny off was the right decision. He seems to have had less of an effect in this second half, doesn't he?
Oh, straight at the goalkeeper, the corner kick there. Chance wasted. As I say, the clock is ticking. How many more chances will the Lakesiders get against Alex Firth, Andy Firth, sorry. But Connah's Quay trying to break on the counter-attack. Nothing out of it because Kieran Smith has blocked that run of play, and he's had the last touch, and it's gone out for a throw-in on the far side, right in front of the Connah's Quay dugout. Neil Gibson, a manager who was at Prestatyn Town for many years. He was a director there. He was also manager twice there. He was at Connah's Quay as an assistant manager back in, I think it was 2018. But here he is now since the start of the season, leading with Andy Morrison, who used to be the manager, in the stands. Now Harrington, nice cheeky ball in, straight to what looked to be Joe Malkin. And Malkin had a really tight angle to go for that, I thought, Miranda, but it was a nice pass. Bit more like it from Connah's Quay, if anything.
Those subs seem to have chivied everyone on a little bit, don't they? Which is probably what they were designed to do.
Charlton Athletic 1, Bart Wanderers 2. That's finished at full time. I think I'm not sure if that's in the FA Cup or League One. Actually.
League One.
Is it League One?
It is.
So Connah's Quay. Of course, FA Cup weekend, you get mixed up who's still in it, don't you, at this point?
Certainly do.
Especially Arsenal. Franklin on the right wing. Stopped by...
At least they're still in the title race. At least they're still in that.
I knew you weren't going to let me get away with that. Oh, there's a foul on Arsan by Franklin. Franklin looks like he's accepted that, but the referee... Well, Franklin has put his hand on his left foot there. It looks like he thought for a moment he had to do his laces up again, but no, that's not the case. But, how much added time will we get? We had 8 minutes of added time in that first half. I don't think we'll get the same this time, though.
Some of that was, of course, the injury, sadly, to Danny Holmes right at the beginning, and then some of that was the Mendes sending off and all the drama around that. But it does look like we're going to go to penalties, doesn't it?
It does. So I hope both managers are ready for this, and the goalkeepers maybe, and which players are going to take it.
Well, that was maybe some of the thinking behind the substitutions for Connah's Quay.
Yeah, absolutely, especially
get a few forwards. If we can get a goal, great. If not, we've got our penalty takers.
Well, here are Connah's Quay now with their new substitutes trying to create something here on the far side. Can't believe there's a number 50. I never thought I'd see it on a team sheet. Hogan, that was. But now with Venables trying to link it up with what looked to be the number 18 man, which is Paul Rutherford.
Oh dear.
That's a late foul. I think we're going to see a yellow at least for the Connah's Quay player. Let's see what oh, it's a red! And it's a direct red.
Oh my goodness!
So they're back level at 10-10, you could say, in terms of outfield players. The Bala fans are loving it.
And this is just a show of how hard it has been for Connah's Quay to control Dave Edwards. Yeah. They have not been able to do it all game. And we see that
Looks as though it's number 5.
Yeah, I think so.
Or number 50.
No, it's George Horn, the
George
captain.
Harron, the captain, sorry, yeah.
So he's hit out, he's been frustrated, and it's far too late.
And he's not complaining, is he? He's gone straight into the changing room thinking that I've got to accept it, move on, and hopefully his team brings it home.
He probably realises that there's 2 minutes left and the red card is largely inconsequential after this game.
It is. Well, who'd have thought that? This will be remembered for its red cards and then maybe a dramatic penalty shootout. Yeah.
Flipping heck.
And this is only Miranda's second ever Welsh game. Bala Town then with the free kick. It's looped up in the air out to the right-hand side, only to be intercepted though. And Connah's Quay seem to have it in their control. And it's now with them again with Josh Williams. Then to Hogan, who's just come on, Luca Daniel Hogan, that is. And he couldn't keep it in play with the return pass. So Bala have a throw and it's taken quickly. They know the time is not on their side. Well, for either team. Remember, both teams goalless at the moment, but both playing with 10 men.
This perhaps will give Bala Town the boost.
It could do, yeah. I mean, of course, that negative effect late on in the game could bring into an effect. Who knows? Maybe Huron would have been a penalty taker.
I think losing your captain's got to give you a loss. And Connah's Quay, last 5 minutes or so, have been on top. We have started to see more action. We start playing now. We've got a potential injury. One of the Connah's Quay players. We've had the sending off. We feel like we've broken perhaps the momentum that they were gaining. And this is an opportunity for Bala Town to go, actually, we've leveled things here. Let's get it done and dusted.
Yeah. So just seeing John Disney go to the ground. It looked like him. I thought it might have been a cramp, but I didn't see his legs be stretched out there. But
that's a real shame if he's coming off because he's been fantastic today, hasn't he?
He's been a loyal player at Connah's Quay for a few years now. It
looks like he's going to be fine, and I think he'll be very happy to continue.
Yeah, when it's so late on, you just want to be part of it, don't you, no matter what, even if you haven't got the energy left. But Bala Town just starting again. This with a throw-in back to the goalkeeper of Ramsey, hoping to kick it up in the air, which he did. Then Venables with a header forward to try and pick out Rutherford. Back with Connah's Quay, though. They got it in their own half at the moment with Callum Morris. Out to Franklin. Franklin pushes it forward with his fluorescent boots. Swings in with his right foot.
Ooh.
Up in the air, but it was kicked away. Then Smith gets to the end of it with a header. And Bala Town have it back in possession. Now here's Venables. Not had any opportunities really as a goal scorer today to try and get his team ahead. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see Venables take a penalty in the penalty shootout. We're into the 90 minutes, 30 seconds in. I didn't see the board go up, but maybe it hasn't gone up yet. Who knows how much added time there'll be. I'm sure we'll see some. We've had some tackles and a red card in this half. Now Hogan says it came off the Bala player, and I think he does win a throw-in for Bala. Looked like it came off the left back, but instead the linesman said that it was a throw-in for Bala Town. So long throw-in down the side, then kicked up in the air by Williams to hit it forward. It landed on the edge of the penalty area. Now Kieran Smith for Bala. Then through the middle. Now 3 of them up front.
Is that Paul Rutherford?
Yeah, Rutherford plays it out onto the left.
He's quick.
Edwards. Venables. Of course, fresh pair of legs with Rutherford. I'm sure he'll be taking a penalty. I'd be surprised if he didn't. Kieran Smith. Now Venables again, who's playing a bit further back in the last few minutes. Now Rutherford again on the left-hand side. There's 3 Bala players in the box waiting for this cross if he can deliver it in. And instead, it's Mr. Franklin who
concedes the corner.
Yeah, conceded the corner. I nearly said Ben Franklin.
Oh dear, not again.
The B came up, but the E in the end stayed in. Corner it is. Could this be the moment for Bala Town to get their hands on their first ever Nathaniel MG Cup? So corner to corner, it looks like it's going to be a long one. No one nearby for the option of a short corner, and it's swung in, only to be headed away, sort of, but it's with Venables. Then again on the left-hand side, and I think they've conceded another corner.
They have indeed.
They have. So again,
Hogan
that was
concedes
Hogan.
that one.
Yeah. another chance here for Bala Town to.
You get the
upset
feeling
the
they're
favourites.
pushing, don't you?
Yeah.
They want that goal. They
I
don't
think
want
they'd have been
penalties.
up for another half an hour here, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so.
And the ball is in again, headed away on the edge of the penalty area. Kieran Smith with the volley. Oh, way over the trees at the end with his shot from the edge of the box, which in all fairness to him, he went for glory. He didn't get it, but it would have been some goal, Miranda, to win the cup.
If that had gone in, what a goal it would have been, honestly.
Yeah, that was, you could see, it was always, I mean, he took it well, but the moment he put his foot under the ball, it's only going to go one way. But as I said in the past, Kieran Smith scored a winning header against the New Saints 6 years ago. Me and Joe were there. We were quite surprised because TNS normally always win, but it's full time. There's no more chances for either team to win it before a penalty shootout. So, after 90 odd minutes, we're going to have a penalty shootout to decide the winners of the 2023 Welsh League Cup. Thoughts on that, Miranda?
Oh, wow. We've actually, is that Mendes that we're just seeing walking down in front of us before I give you my thoughts? I think he's just walked past along the line, which surprises me.
Yeah.
I think if you're Bala, you've got to be disappointed because I think there were opportunities for them to avoid this. But Connah's Quay, they did put in a shift towards the end. We had moments where they were getting that possession back, having a few chances, and there was a bit of a momentum break. And perhaps this is where Bala could capitalise. You know, Connah's Quay lost their captain, which is not ideal. That's not what you want going into a penalty shootout. But Connah's Quay potentially with more forwards on the pitch, making that change late on. If you're Bala, you're disappointed, but it could go either way. And you know, Bala may be the slightly better team, but it has been quite close. So I don't think either team should feel too robbed or upset that it's come down to this. And obviously creates an incredibly exciting final for us to watch. But it'll be an interesting one, definitely. And I don't know if perhaps some of the mind games that they've been playing within the first half between the players might come into this. And I
mean, you gave me a sticker of that very man as well, Mr. Martinez, who is known for his mind games, for throwing the ball away from his opponent or doing the dance, you name it. He'll do anything from the book to distract you. And
I tell you what, but it's allowed and it works.
Well, yeah,
it works. And we see they've just brought on the stand, I guess, for the champions at the end of the match.
I'm not sure why that's up yet, because we haven't got one yet. We don't know. I mean, if we were going to end it for who won it last year, Connah's Quay can keep it again for another year, but it's not the Ashes where you have to win the series to actually take it away from the champions. That's cricket, by the way, people.
Same with boxing.
Same with boxing, exactly. You gotta beat them. But at the moment, the holders are under threat of keeping this little trophy before the end, because it is a very small trophy. It's a very bizarre.
We're about to see the box that it was on entering the pitch.
We've got the great Gwyn Defal who's lifting the trophy stand at the moment. He actually leaves his role at FA Wales. Week that he was leaving the role, I sent him an email, and he's moving on to other things. But it is good to see someone so enthusiastic like that to really help raise the game here in Wales, because you know not every country's like England, Miranda, where football's really big and you get the numbers in just like that.
I guess it's nice that it's a worldwide thing, but you want to share it, don't you? And
absolutely.
There are some countries going to be more popular in, but
well, as you can see on your screen, folks, I will update the penalty shootout score line. So it is, as I thought it would be, Chris Venables, no relation to Terry, who will take the first penalty.
It's tense, isn't it?
It is tense, and everyone's watching. So Venables up against Andy Firth. This is to take the lead in this penalty shootout. It's all gone so quiet here at the Rock. And Andy Firth.
Feeling a bit sick. I do. I get nervous.
Imagine being the player.
It's nothing at stake for me, and I'm tense.
And of course, there is that big walk up that they have to do as well, between the centre circle and the penalty spot.
I bet it feels like forever.
certainly a lot of overthinking, I'm sure. So we're just waiting for the referee, I think, for them to get going, which doesn't help. Might not help Venables here because he's, you know, having to think more and more and focus more and more on this penalty kick. But I'm sure Venables would just like to get on with it, while Firth is hoping to get an advantage here. It's Venables then who'll take the penalty right into the middle of the net. A lovely strike. Was there really any doubt over the top record goal scorer of Bala Town?
It was a great penalty. Enough power on it, which is what we like to see. No faffing about. And yeah, I think Firth just went the wrong way. He did well there. It's I'll tell you what, it's so silent around the ground
so
as they
quiet,
take, isn't it?
You normally hear boos and all that in a big stadium maybe, but the Nomads now, it's their turn to level the score in the first round of kicks. And it is Callum Morris. He's receiving the boos. He's getting some waves from the fans behind this goal of Alex Ramsey. So Morris to take it, and it's into the right corner of the net. And Alex Ramsey, he was close, maybe just a second too slow to make the save.
I think he could have made that. There wasn't a lot of power on it. It was along the ground. He could have done it, but ultimately the playing field is level.
So one apiece.
So it went to sudden death for Connah's Quay last year. Think it'd be the same this year?
Yeah, 10-9, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It was 24 penalties later.
Oh, goodness.
Could we see something? Could we see even more this time? Who
no.
knows? I'd love to know what the world record is for most penalties in a shootout. I'm sure that's actually, I think it was Liverpool a few years ago in the, I think Joe remembers this. It was in the League Cup, I think. And it went on forever, and they came out the victors at Anfield.
I think it was 15-14, if remember,
That's
against Middlesbrough.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
Even the goalkeepers went like and took him. Some of the players took him twice.
Well, here we go then. Penalty coming up.
David Edwards.
Can Edwards get it and put it to 2-1? It's saved by Andy Firth. He went to his left, and Andy Firth went to his right, and he punched the ball away with both of his hands. And that is the first miss of this penalty shootout. Miranda, Nomads could have an advantage here.
Yeah, and it's a shame, really, because David Edwards has been incredible all game.
Yeah.
There's power on it. Just ultimately, the goalie went the right way. He knew what he was going to do.
Wasn't the best of kicks, was it?
No, it wasn't. But can't think about that now. I got to move on. Next one.
He'll be hoping his teammates can get those penalties in so he doesn't
He'll be
feel the
hoping
responsibility.
Alex Ramsey saves this one, won't he?
Harry Franklin, the substitute, and it's saved!
Oh!
Alex Ramsey went to his left, pretty much the same save, but on the other side of the goal, and it is 1-1 after 2 kicks each.
This is tense, isn't it? Whew.
Could this be a sign that this could be a long penalty shootout?
Oh, don't. My nerves couldn't take it.
Well, it's Adam Roscoe now, another substitute that will take this penalty.
For Bala Town.
I'll tell you what, there'll be big relief on the shoulders of David Edwards at the moment. Of course, it's not over yet, but
you never know. He may be thinking we could be 3-2
yeah.
here.
Mind games. Roscoe now, what can he do with this? Right into the left corner of the net. I must admit, I thought for a moment he didn't have enough power, but he certainly did, and Andy Firth could not keep that out. So it's 2-1 Bala.
With Connah's Quay about to take their third.
Yep. Of course, this is to level.
Rather take first or second?
Second.
I would as well, I think. But you risk pressure.
Yes.
More pressure on you.
But if they miss, then it's down to you to just seal it, basically.
Exactly, more pressure. But it's almost like you know what you're up against at that.
Yeah.
Whereas if you do it on your own or first, you don't know somehow.
So it's John Disney now, the captain. The secondary captain, you could say. Oh, yes, lovely finish by John Disney. As Joe Stanley would say earlier, you know, with that name, fairy tales are made out of that name. And John Disney is hoping that he's contributed to that.
Is the ref having
and he has scored.
Oh, is the ref giving him a yellow?
No, I think he's just writing down who scored.
Oh. Got a bit confused.
I know what you mean. I saw the yellow for ages there.
I was like, what would be the point in giving him a yellow? Don't get that.
So free kicks each, 2-2. So into the last 2 at least. Unless, of course, this goes to sudden death. They're still decorating the pitch with the champions.
Whilst the penalties are happening.
I don't know how they're doing that. I'd be watching the game. If anything, that's distracting. But Scoria seemed determined to...
Let's see if they pause to watch the pens in this setting up.
Well, here we go. It's Anthony Kay. And he goes for it. Oh, what a
lovely.
goal.
That's
Brilliant.
best penalty so far.
It was like Harry Maguire of the Euro 2020 final. How to hit it into the roof of the net. Brilliantly well done.
We go to 3-2 after 4 Bala and 3 Nomads.
Yeah. So now, of course, Anthony Kay happy to give the ball to his opponent of Joe Malkin. Now, of course, we do see substitutes sometimes take penalties and they're not fully warmed up to take it and they normally miss. Could this be one of those cases? Sadly, we did see that with England at the Euro final last year, but...
I don't know whether it's the cold or the tension or both, but I am shaking.
Say it's both. Malkin now to try and put it level. This is a big kick, and it's a good one. And I say it's a big kick. He put some air on that, and that one as well hits the roof of the net. 3-3 with 1 kick left each before sudden death.
Oh, dear.
It's now or never, it feels like. So Bala Town 3, Nomads 3 in the shootout. We weren't given any goals in the normal time, but we're seeing a lot here in the penalty shootout. So big kick this is, because if Paul Rutherford misses, Connah's Quay just need to score to win the League Cup. So Paul Rutherford, with all the experience he's got, well...
Fans are complaining.
There's Rutherford. Oh, lovely. Was there any doubt with Paul Rutherford?
The fans are complaining that the boards they've put up for the champions
the
are
way.
blocking the
It's
view of
in
their
the way.
penalties.
I mean, they're in a rush to just get on with the presentation for some reason. I'm just thinking, why not just wait?
Just let the
Just
penalties happen
Just
first.
exactly, let the fans enjoy the game. The champagne
And here he
bottles
is,
are
the man who
waiting.
we thought would be the decider today,
Yeah,
Michael Wilde.
Michael Wilde.
For this one.
Now, of course, if he doesn't score, it's over. And Bala Town will win their first League Cup. But let's see what happens. Mike Wilde, he's, in all fairness, of all the players that they've got, he's a man you'd hope would deliver the goods when it's needed. So here we go then, Mike Wilde up against Alex Ramsey. It's Wilde, and it's saved! And Ramsey has saved it! And Bala Town have won their first ever Welsh League Cup.
And the players and staff flooding the pitch.
The Lakesiders have done it. Mike Wilde, the man who is one of the most veteran footballers in the Welsh leagues, couldn't deliver when his team needed it. And what a save. Alex Ramsey will be all over the back pages tomorrow in Bala. There's no doubt about that. He has become the hero for Colin Catton. And because of that, Bala Town, they've got the set now. They've got the Welsh Cup and the Welsh League Cup in their trophy room. It has ended Bala Town winning on penalties of 4-3 against Nomads. Miranda, even from your scream at the end, I was surprised. The penalty was terrible.
Well, we said today that we thought Michael Wilde might be the decider in this match. That's not what we meant. We thought he was going to be the front man for Connah's Quay. He's been so important to them all through this season. In the game to start off with, he had some great chances. And it's come down for him to that last penalty. And as you were saying, he's the one that you expect. He's the one who's going to get it back in the back of the net. And to fall short on that last one, I really feel for him. He must be feeling awful. But Connah's Quay did well. They've won, the last 2 years that it's happened.
Yeah.
And how nice to see it go to a team who I would say probably deserved to win in normal time if they'd got that goal. And for them as well, Mendes sent off and so early in the first half. That could have absolutely disrupted the game. You could have easily seen them conceding, not throwing it away from silly behaviour, but they did so well the second half. And Connah's Quay struggled to contain them for large periods of that game. And it came down to this, but it feels right.
It does, yeah. I mean, I think in open play, Bala Town just looked the better team. And, penalty shootout is a harsh way to end it all, isn't it?
It always is, but they had more pace. They seemed to have more desire, more want, and nice to see them lift it.
Well, we will, of course, stay on until the end of the trophy presentation. But let's get the thoughts of Joe Stanley there. I mean, Joe, you got to sit back. Well, I say sit back. I'm sure it was quite nerve-wracking just for you to watch it. But you know, you've got a background of living in Connah's Quay. Are you gutted or are you quite happy with the result?
From a Connah's Quay perspective, it's quite gutting. But Bala Town did do really, really well today. They played some great football. I would say they were a better team in the second half. The red card in the first half seemed to spur them on more than Nomads, and I think Bala Town probably worthy winnings, to be fair to him. And can we just say, we've witnessed the first time they've won both trophies now, Jamie.
It is, yeah. I feel like we're the good luck charm of Bala Town FC, but we won't tell them.
Well,
we'll
I think
quiet.
the chairman was sat in front of us before, so you know, if we do catch up with him, we'll have to say, you know, hire us to go to your games.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to Europe.
We need to. Of course, the other thing to remember, Joe, as well, winning the Welsh League Cup means you're in Europe for next season. So, is that? I can't remember now if it's the Europa, because ever since they brought the Conference League, is it the Conference League?
No, it's the Europa
League.
proper.
It's the Europa League. Oh, brilliant. So, but I mean, obviously they could finish higher still, but it is either way. They've got European football for next season, Joe, which financially will help the club out a lot.
Which is brilliant, and they've had the European football there this season. Mace Tigid, they played in the European qualifiers, didn't they, against, I think it's Sligo Rovers, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, the winner of that one went on to face Motherwell went or Sligo went on to face Bala Town. It ended up being Sligo. So yeah, it's good for Welsh football. It's good to see a different winner as well. The new winner on the Roll of Honour, and it's only going to be better for the sport of Welsh football.
Absolutely. I mean, it is good to see a different winner as well get it. Well, of course, as well, you know, Miranda, they've just said that Kieran Smith was the man of the match. I'm not sure who chose that. Maybe it was Scorio, maybe it was the sponsors. But who was your man of the match?
Smith was great, don't get me wrong, and he played a massive part, but for me it was Dave Edwards. He was all over that midfield area. He was getting the passes in. George Newell was great in the first half, but Connah's Quay managed to silence him in the second. They could not control Dave Edwards, and of course that's what led to around for me. It's him. It's
Dave Edwards who's got our man of the match at Let's Talk Sports. So we completely disagree with who went with Kieran
not
Smith.
entirely disagree. Smith, played a massive part as well, but
of course the announcer here in the stadium is actually a Bala Town fan, so
no bias there.
No bias there whatsoever. But we're just getting ready for. Well, it looks as though I think we've just seen it now. Connah's Quay. We did see some of the players come over. I think they all picked up their runners-up medals already. So yeah, they'll be.
Yes, they have them in their hands. I can see.
So Bala Town now here to pick up the winners' medal. But yeah, the goalkeeper through. Kieran Smith, the man leading them to the podium, and already jumping up and down and waving his arms about with his teammates.
And this is perhaps why we saw Mendes coming down the side earlier, because he's on the pitch, all right, not in his football kit, but he's back because he's won.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure this is not intentional, but we do see a scrap of red on the floor not far from him. That perhaps is a reminder of what happened here. But how amazing that they were onside and still do this today.
A huge relief for Mendes, there's no doubt about it.
Yes, I think if they'd lost today, he'd have felt responsible.
Bad. Because what if they did have Mendes throughout the whole game? You know what I mean? It could have been.
I feel like they could have scored in that second half.
Yeah.
They clearly missed him. They were great, but they did miss him.
So Venables, the last man to pick up the trophy from the representatives of FA Wales.
And I think we're going to have the classic champagne celebrations.
So yeah, Champagne is getting ready with Colin Catton and the whole Bala team. Another trophy to his name as manager. And there we go then. So Chris Venables lifts the trophy for Bala Town. They are the...
I think they will not mind that one bit this afternoon. And of course, the benefit of the early kickoff is they've got all afternoon to celebrate.
Absolutely. I mean, the problem is they could drink quite early now, which is a bit worrying. So they'll be in bed by 10 o'clock. If that was me, anyway. But yeah, celebrations I'm sure will continue. I did say to Miranda and Joe, we'll go for a drink afterwards. We might not get any
moment for them, and I think it's so hard when this stuff is happening to recognise it and take it in. But hopefully they'll enjoy this, and if we want, Bala are clearly on top.
He's from Liverpool, so you could
for once, and it's a great achievement, and it's very good. Big credit for once, and it's a great achievement, and it's very good. Big credit for Colin Vincent Catton that that his side have won the trophy today. It's great credit for himself as a coach, and it's great credit for himself as a coach, and it's great credit for the town of Bala. Credit for the town of Bala. It's going to inspire the next generation of players as well. So it's absolutely wonderful to see today.
Well, I just saw Hannah, who just walked past, who has been part of Bala Town for a long time, shake her hand, and I'm sure she's thrilled just as much as they are on the pitch. But yeah, you can sense that real community in Bala, you know, with the players, the coaches, and of course the family and the support that they get as well. We saw it, didn't we, in Bangor, Joe?
Yeah.
When they beat TNS, which they were 1-0 down, then they turned it around with a Kieran Smith header, which that stopped. That actually, funny enough, stopped TNS from winning the treble 3 years in a row. The treble, as they were calling it. They didn't do it, and they've stopped Connah's Quay today by doing the triple over the League Cup over the last 2-3 years.
There we go. We'll have to call Bala Town the triple stoppers, because, you know, they've stopped like you said, the TNS treble, and now they've stopped Connah's Quay winning the treble of the Nathaniel MG Cup. So, yeah, the fans are banging the drum in front of us. I don't know if anyone can actually hear a word I'm saying.
Well, I've not heard the drums until now. Where did that come from?
I think they were behind the goal originally, and then they moved around this side.
There's a music store behind
the celebration
that
spot.
But yeah, no, I think well, all I'm thinking about is a pint of beer, but I don't know if I'm going to even get near one at the bar after this game. But
we can have a go.
We can have a go, can't we? But anyway, well, Neil Gibson's just being interviewed now by S4C, and I guess Joe as well, for him, the pressure will be on him a little bit now, because, you know, they are a full-time team while Bala are on. You know, them and TNS are the ones that should always be expected to be a bit beyond the other teams in this league.
Yeah, the pressure will certainly be on for Neil Gibson. They should be winning silverware. They should be in contention. Hopefully, from a Connah's Quay perspective, they'll be in contention again for the Welsh Cup Final later on, so getting into the later rounds there. But yeah, they should be better. And with the gap being as big as it is in the league as well, it will be very disappointing for him. Andy Morrison's here again today. Whether he'll get involved in the club again, I don't know. But
well, he seems to be hanging around. I saw him at Chester Christmas Market back in December. He looked a bit bored, so maybe he wants to get back into football management. But he follows me everywhere, Joe. He saw me at Man City once as well. Don't ask me why I was there. But anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up here. Any final thoughts from you, Miranda?
I think it's what you want from a final, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was end to end. We had twists and turns, red cards, yellow cards, and down to penalties. What more can you want?
What more can you want? And that was Miranda's second ever Welsh game, and I think it's fair to say we're doing a good job, me and Joe, making. Well, not making, but
you're picking the interesting ones.
Yeah, exactly. What can I say? But of course, we'll of course try and continue more Welsh football coverage between now and the end of the season, which is come the end of April. But we'll of course stay tuned on our YouTube channel, so do subscribe to Let's Talk Sport for more of our streams, whether that's the Welsh Leagues or any other sports. Of course, we've got many more football matches to come between now and the end of the season, whether that's European football, Welsh Leagues, you name it. We'll keep you up to date here on Let's Talk Sport. But for now, it is Bala Town who have completed the cup set of the Welsh League Cup and the Welsh Cup. You could say they produced the cup upset today by taking down Connah's Quay in a penalty shootout. But anyway, football, bloody hell, as Sir Alex Ferguson once said at full time after winning the Champions League. You never know what is in the script of a football match. But anyway, from myself, Jamie Davies, Miranda Stockwell, Joe Stanley, it is goodbye here from the Rock here in Cefn Moor.
Goodbye.